Welcome to Deck Review, Episode 2. We have Valhalla and Somebody 2000. Today we're going to be talking about Rosemon. Valhalla chose the deck this week, and one of the decks that we both play is Rosemon. Valhalla, do you have anything you want to say about it?
I'm honestly just surprised that not only do we see a topping slot with this deck, but that it got first place actually.
As someone who has versus me play Rosemon, what's your thoughts about seeing this coming back into the meta? In the previous meta?
Well, it's interesting.
We're gonna go through it, definitely. Uh so Valhalla, ex- explain. We're gonna explain before anything, as we did last episode. We very much talked about the decks we play. Somebody, you weren't in our last episode for deck review. It was Lux. Would you like to explain the decks you play and why you play the decks? This is only fair. We did do it to a certain degree.
Um, the decks I play, I'm assuming we're talking about Digimon, right?
Of course. And Yu-Gi-Oh! You can
Um,
bring that in, Mr. Blue Eyes
uh,
White Dragon. Yes, it
um,
may be years. I'm still salty.
um, the decks I play in no particular order. Starting with Digimon. Blue, green, and pale Digimon. Blue Flare. And
Armor Rush.
yes, and Armor Rush.
Yes,
Because
he's a Vmon main.
those three for Digimon, for Yu-Gi-Oh, um, Crystal Beasts, Dark Magicians, Blue Eyes,
Hmm.
um,
You know the other one. Don't lie to them.
and what was
Layer
the
Darkness.
yes,
I think it's been a
and
while since he played that.
it kind of is like it's been. I don't think that's even in a deck
No,
at
it's
the
not a deck right
moment.
now, but he played it. It was one of his main decks back in the day.
Yeah, back.
Back when they
It
were still
was
good.
such a long. It was a long time ago.
In a galaxy far, far away.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, don't worry. See, I do have some. We do have some talks for our podcast that's coming out. We're gonna do later, and we're gonna be talking a lot more Star Wars today, because a lot has happened.
Um. What's it called? Oh, what do you mean a lot has happened?
We'll talk about it later. This is deck review time.
True. Never mind. Don't mind me. Now you need the reason why I played it.
No, if you want to say the reason why you play for Digimon, since we're doing Digimon today, you can explain.
Well, the reason why I played um Armor Rush and Blue Green um
Imperial Pilot
Imperial
Digimon.
Digimon is because ah I I like Vmon, and the reason why I play Blue Flare is because at the time that deck was strong in the meta,
And
I was looking for a different deck to play at the
yeah. All right. Valhalla.
Yes.
You okay? Somebody. We're not, like I said. We're going to be talking about first place in Spain. Date May 8th, 2025. First place Spain. Pat host Pattis. They, as much as anything, where this is not like this is a top. This is a win in a tournament, place first place. With this being said, I'm gonna have to agree with Valhalla. As good as the cards are, there's a big problem with Rosemont. The the deck is two separate decks you have to combine as one.
Hmm.
Valhalla, I would like you to explain more because how I'm gonna say it, it's definitely something different.
Yeah, so the two versions of the deck are Rosemon X Antibody and Rosemon Burst Mode. Rosemon X Antibody has a lot more flexibility in terms of building. You don't need any specific tamers. You don't really even have a specific line. The point is just to slowly stun your opponent and keep up that pressure, I guess. Whereas with Rosemon Burst Mode, you have kind of a specific line. You have a little bit of flexibility with the level threes, but you kind of are forced to use um, Sunflowmon, the one that which one is it? BT 13, BT 14, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah, BT 13. Um, Li- is it Lilamon? Yeah,
yeah,
Lilamon
Valomon.
is kind of mandatory. Yoshino is absolutely mandatory. Unfortunately, we only have one good Yoshino right now. Um, and the deck is more of like a blitz style deck. You know, you wait for your opponent to build up a wide board, and then you just lock them down and just burn through their security real fast. But there isn't enough support for the deck, for that version of the deck, to play it consistently. Because the thing I struggle with is because I tried to focus on that because that's my favorite version of the deck. The thing I struggle with is getting everything on time. You know, getting the Yoshinos on time, or getting one very specific level four, unfortunately, because Togemon isn't really a good replacement, even if it reduces your Digivolution cost by one. And then, you know, you can't really rely on your level six lineup entirely, but you do still need like some power from your inheritables or something because 11K does not get over a lot, and you know it's not really a safe number.
Okay. That's
But yeah, I found that Lilymon 8, not Ace, Lilymon X Antibody works pretty well in the deck if you don't have a Yoshino on hand.
okay.
But yeah, the deck has very little that it can do if it isn't getting its specific line all the way up to level 7.
Okay. Well, I was gonna. What I want to say is like, though it is a main reason of these being two separate decks is that they don't have a. I think the biggest problem with Rosamond will be they don't have a generic tamer setter. Togemon is that, but it like Valhalla said, it's not enough. Now, as we're seeing the deck right now, I will tell you right now, going looking at it from level 3 to level 4, level 2 to level 4 looks like your normal Rosemon, which me and Valhalla have been arguing about which is the right numbers for everything here.
Mhm.
But it seems like it's still the same amount, the same Digimons over and over and over again. So we have no worries about that disagreement. Besides Togemon X, I say, honestly, Togemon X was good, but it wasn't great. So I'm not gonna argue like, oh, this deck needs Pokemon X.
Yeah, I also like using Togemon X in the deck.
Now it comes from the level 5 standpoint. I never thought using I'm gonna call him Ajaxamon. It's not his name. I just can't say his name right.
Good job. That's Togemon.
Agitar Agitar Agitarma Agitarmon. Sorry,
Mm-hmm.
I have a stutter. Words are difficult. Agitarmon Edgetarmon is what is best known in what's the name of it? Hydramon slash what's that freaking other Digimon I used I the I
Bloomlord?
other now one I used to play a lot. Valhalla,
Bloomlord?
huh?
Bloomlord?
Yeah, Bloom Lord Hydramon.
Hmm.
Honestly, I didn't think to play this, but that makes a lot more sense. Valhalla, do you disagree? And somebody, we would definitely like your input because you versus me play this card way too many times.
I mean,
Honestly,
true.
We'll let Valhalla go first, and then I'm gonna let somebody go next.
Oh,
it's useful for sure. I'm just not sure if it's a good idea because there's fewer fairies in the deck right now, and you want to be able to search like one of each with Palmon, right? Now, if you do reveal a fairy on the top of your deck, yeah, you're probably gonna wish that you
Agitarpmon
did see
plays
an edge.
a plant, vegetation, or fairy Digimon with 3000 DP or less.
Right, but it itself is a vegetation,
Right,
which means that it's competing for a search with your level fours and lower.
right, but you can. He's searchable in your deck. He
Yeah, he is.
isn't
They're all
mandatory.
searchable. Well, except for medieval Gallantmon
Yeah,
and paladin mode.
and Palamon. Those are the only two cards on currently, but we'll get to those in a minute.
Hmm.
About would like you to continue before I let somebody.
Yeah, I mean, it plays a very similar role to Sunflowmon. I really like the level 4 Sunflowmon, so like the BT10 one. Agitarmamon, I think it has a slot in the deck potentially, but I don't know about it being a 4 of. Maybe a 1 to 2 of. Especially because of BT13 Sunflowmon not being able to reduce the cost when you go into it. That's another thing you got to worry about.
Mm. I feel like this is more going. Maybe. Ooh, this is a good thought, but I think it's more to play Togemon than it is to
Mm,
play or
that would work.
Sunflowermon if you needed to. But I think it's just to spread the board even more. I could be wrong. Uh, somebody, what's your thoughts about Agitarmon being in the deck? As somebody who's versus me, play this in Bloom Lord, Hydramon, and you versus us with Rosemon. What's your thoughts about it in the deck?
which name? What's the name of the Digimon again?
Agitarmon.
Ah, yes. Um, I suspect
The thing that I would do so I can summon a Digimon so I can summon your Digimon, locking your Digimon and just me just smiling and you just like you're going to attack me just because I keep stunning your Digimon.
I mean, it works when it comes to providing piercing capabilities, but to be fair, in all honesty, it's been a long time since I technically played against this. So, so my what you call it? My knowledge of their common plays is very limiting. Let me see here. Just put up spending. Yeah, replay one digital card that contains plant vegetation or fairy in its trace for 3,000 DP or less from your hand without paying its every cost. And it provides the ability to get a free body on board. Okay, that's not too bad. Um, and it also helps extend plays. Um,
My honest opinions
that's
about Agitarmon, it kind of makes sense. Honestly, it kind of makes sense. I think
it
one
though.
of the bigger problems with Rosamund is that you gotta search a lot and just constantly just adding more, playing more searchers, setting yourself up with more searchers allows you to spread out the board without losing playing play costs. So Agitamon makes sense. I think it makes sense at 4. Lilamon at 2 again. Though I prefer Lilamon Ace, again it still makes more sense. You need to be able to play if you're gonna be playing burst mode. You need to be able to play Yoshino, and
Mhm.
Yoshino helps the deck as a memory setter and whenever you digivolve. Uh, but honestly, the biggest problem is like you're trying. It's just combining two different decks into one, and this person definitely did his best. Valhalla.
Yeah, you can definitely see the effects of it being like a hybrid deck. It's not going to be the best at either. Um, I think the Rosemon X antibody side is going to be a little bit more lenient because there isn't a specific line or anything like that that you need for it.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
We're gonna go to the
the
level
only
sixes now.
level sixes, sure.
Yeah, or do you want to continue on the level fives?
No.
All right. So the addition. So what they added, and somebody I want you to, if you can see this, they added medieval Gallatmon. Medieval Gallatmon is not a fairy. He is not vegetarian or plant. He's just he is here. I honestly,
I am here. Okay.
basically, I'm honestly, as you read this card, this is the one. This is the secret one, not the other one. This is the secret one. This is the one where you can suspend 2 to reduce the play cost by 4. So you're so it's gonna be a 7 cost
You said Evil Gallimon?
Gallatmon. Medieval Gallatmon. Green red. You went when Digivolve, you may suspend one Digimon, then you may delete a Digimon with ATP or less for each other suspended Digimon. DP reduction effect.
Okay, good. Let me see. Where in this chat is this deck posted? Um,
So it's for every so for each other they added an extra 3,000 DP. I apologize. And when a Digimon say you may activate the when Digimon is in effect. So this card, I think so. Oh, this is. I see what he's doing. Do you see what he's doing, Valhalla?
Yeah,
Do you
it's
see what he's
basically like an
doing,
extra copy
somebody?
of the Rosemon. It'll help suspend the opponent's things on their own turn. It's kind of like an extra copy of X antibody, Rosemon X antibody, because you can trigger the on Digivolution when Digimon is played, and including itself. I think. Yeah.
Wow. Somebody, do you see what? So what he did? This is genius. Somebody, do you see what he's doing?
um, to a certain degree.
So
Um,
So I can explain it real quick. Um, it helps suspend your opponent's board a lot faster because when you play, you're suspending two of your opponent's Digimon. It doesn't specify that it has to be your own. That's first of all. Second of all, when it or another Digimon gets played, its all turns effect will trigger. And then that's the when Digivolving effect. You may suspend a Digimon and then delete your opponent's Digimon with 8,000 DP or lower. And then for each suspended Digimon, add 3,000 to the DP deletion. So
right.
every turn you're getting a deletion and a suspension. It's kind of like Rosemon X antibody, but better in a way because you're also getting rid of a whole line potentially, and you can get rid of like a level 6 or a level 7.
yeah,
There's a lot of synergy. I mean, it's a green card for a reason.
yeah, and I think what makes it this deck even what makes this card even more surprising for people for those who don't know, this actually fixes a big problem with the deck because once you go into Rosemont X anybody, you you're just doing you're just waiting for your opponent's turn effects and all that stuff. So it's a
Mhm.
little annoying, it's a little thing. So and then it's just though Rosemont X is good, it's not what it was hard to justify it being the main focus of the deck. It's the same thing with burst mode. Burst mode is good, but it's not enough to do. It's a way for you to win game, but you don't have ways to protect yourself. But Medieval Galmon here, what he does is so this is what I'm assuming. So this is what I'm assuming. Somebody in Valhalla, hear me out. You're supposed to go. You're supposed to go to. I think you're supposed to have your line is to get to either Medieval Galmon or by digivolving, or you get enough Digimon on field so you can suspend and play him for free. Having the second line of Aja, 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 Ajaxmon, I told you guys,
Uh, the
Ajax,
cheapest you'll ever be to play would be 7.
huh?
The cheapest medieval Gallantmon would ever be to play is 7. You can only suspend 2 Digimon.
Right. I'm not saying that, but I'm telling you, what you're supposed. I think the lock is to have Medieval Galmon, Ajardimon, and then just have Rosemon X on the side, and then have while building your last line for our burst mode to finish game. Do you understand? Do you get what I'm saying?
You're saying like it's like a stall tactic until you
Yes.
get to burst mode.
A
Okay.
stall tactic until you have enough Digimon suspended where you're just going to wipe out their security straight. What do you think? Somebody?
Yeah, so makes sense. It fulfills the purpose where it needs to, and yeah,
Yeah,
Valhalla?
I guess I could see it. It also synergizes with the Rosemon because Rosemon will still trigger her all turns effect
Right.
to suspend an extra Digimon or Tamer.
Yep.
Yeah. Um. Honestly, I kind of want to try this out. This actually looks pretty good. The only problem I have is medieval Gallantmon is kind of expensive. I
It's
actually, well, we're gonna look at the level 7 pretty
yeah, we
soon,
gotta
but
look at the level 7.
yeah.
So it's Imperialmon level 7 somebody Valhalla Paladin mode. This is your level 7 uh somebody. It's a it's a ace card, blast evolution. Trash all Digimon cards of all your opponent's Digimon, then return all the cards from opponent's Digimon with the bottom of the deck. If this effect returns a white level 7 card, gain 3 memory by returning one of the opponent's Digimon with no evolution cards to the bottom of the deck. Unsuspend this Digimon. Uh hmm. I don't I don't know. Somebody do you, some
are we still talking about the medieval
no,
version?
we're talking about Imperial One Paladin mode Ace. Somebody. This
Um,
is your card. This is I don't even, do you even play this in your deck? That's the question.
which one? The
Paladin mode Ace.
Imperial Dramon Paladin Modes.
yeah, I
Uh,
play it. I play two of it.
All right. Is it now our now this is our question because we don't play this card. Does he really show up in any circumstance?
Yeah, he does.
Okay. Valhalla. Now,
mhm.
us knowing the deck better, Is it worth digivolving on top of one of our Digimon, locking the rest of the?
Personally, I don't think that the Paladin mode was the best choice here. Um, I originally, before really thinking about the medieval Gallantmon choice, I would have said that Quartzmon is a good combo with Rosemon X Antibody, and that's still true. But potentially another Gallantmon, medieval Gallantmon would be good.
Well,
Probably better.
okay. Before anything, what we're gonna
Hmm.
do right now, I'm gonna show to it. We're gonna go to TCG player. We're gonna check how much medieval Galmon is, because realistically, oh my god, I cannot spell. No, I'm spelling it right. Why isn't it showing? Never mind. Okay, I forgot the I. All right. No, I gave up. Just gonna do Gallantmon and then try to find medieval Gallantmon. Oh, come on. Great. Because it's one word. God dang it, DCG player. What set did that medieval Gallantmon come out? Oh, you found it, Valhalla? Do you have to type again?
Oh, oh,
$81. Oof. As it's showing. So for those who know, at the moment, I'm gonna put you back because you gotta be messaging. In 1 second, we're gonna get show everyone the prices right now. While I'm also trying to 1 second. All right. So for those who don't know, this is how much medieval Galmon is costing at the current moment. It's $81. So with that being said, $81. You're it's a secret. There's no secret on that one. Valhalla, somebody. Do you disagree? It is, and it's so honestly, it's equivalent to Death X. Honestly, the problem is, do you play two of it? That's $160. Honestly, I think the deck needs medieval Galmon, so you have to pay the additional $81. 80. Do you play 162? Well, okay. I wanna. I'm gonna go back to the Paladin mode, and I want. We're gonna. Right. Okay. I'm not talking. You said you would play two medieval Galmon. I'm going by that standard logic. I want somebody's opinion. Somebody, you there?
yes,
In your honest opinion, do you see? And this is on your honest thoughts. Do you see that if we were to keep it in the previous way of keeping it as the Imperial Paladin mode Ace, would that help us more, or would it be better for us to be able to find medieval Galmon faster? Somebody? Somebody, are you there?
Yeah.
Okay. Because it sounds like I don't know if you're. It is. It sounds like you sound a little bit like you were sleeping. So I'm trying to make sure.
Mm.
Somebody. Valhalla, I think somebody fell asleep.
No, I'm alive and awake. Just even thought.
Okay. We we're asking we're trying to figure we're asking about or just waiting for your response because we don't want you we want your honest. You are our resident paladin mode player. We would like your opinion about
Oh,
having
on of them playing this card?
yes.
Yeah, I don't see that much of too much of a benefit of playing that either. Let me see. I'm trying to now.
See, I don't think we're not. I think we're all in agreement. Don't think this is the right level 7 for the deck.
Do they? What level 7 do they play normally?
None really.
If they play at all? Yeah.
None really outside
So
of Rosemont burst mode.
wait, that's level 7.
Yeah, burst mode is a level 7. Also,
Okay.
yeah, also Quartzmon. But I feel like Quartzmon is more. I feel like Quartzmon has always been in Rosemont your last ditch effort to delay the game. But with
So
adding medieval Gallantmon, I think it's better to have Quartzmon now than it is in previous interactions. Because now I feel like having Quartzmon with medieval Gallantmon, your board is now completely set. You get my point?
hmm
Valhalla, do you agree with me? Disagree with me? Agreed. And I feel like that longer stun effect where you have with medieval Gallantmon, it's just like, so what do you do now? We can constantly wipe the board while having a lot of things suspended. I feel like you would. I think. I think when we do testing later, that we have to see it with the additional with paladin mode at first, and then with Coursemon second. I think we have to see it that way and see what we feel is right, and then with third, just because I think the thing is, I honestly I feel like the whole deck line, this deck is actually perfect. Besides the paladin mode, I think Coursemon would be the better option. But I want, and again, you might not you you may not agree with me with Ajaxmon. You might not agree with me with him, but I think he's a great option for the deck on that one. And I think this is like a perfect way they had fixed the problem of the deck. But we have to test it out. I think it's supposed to be at 4. I think the fact that I think if it is that we keep you gotta remember you as much as anything the most powerful part about these level 2s and 3s is that you these level 3s and 4s is that you are supposed to go wide, and I think that's the biggest problem. The deck doesn't really go wide. You're trying to go linear. I don't think you want to go linear. You're really most likely trying to stun your opponent and winning by constantly stunning. And I think a Jarimon is that card to help more. Yes, but I think the problem. I think it's not just Sunflower Mon that you need to do it. Somebody, you're snoozing. Valhalla, we lost somebody. He's knocked out. We gotta get the Sharpie. All right, give me 1 second. I'm gonna mute him real quick. He's tired, and I cannot really get on a man being tired. That's what work does to people. Valhalla, somebody,
Yeah.
get some rest. We'll call you for the podcast recording. Get some more rest, okay?
I bet.
All right. We'll we'll send you a call. We'll send a message to the thing. If you don't pick up, it's understandable. Rest up.
Alright.
It's, all right. So we forgot to get the freaking Sharpie so we can draw on his face. All jokes aside. Uh, all jokes aside. Honestly, I think having somebody's input on his opinion was a good factor that we all can agree that I don't think I think Paladin mode is not the right card for the deck at the current moment. And with him even confirming that, it's like, okay, it doesn't make me feel even worse. Like maybe we're seeing this as our own little bias on things, or maybe it. But then I feel like Quartzmon would be the ideal thing. But I think because he would be better for this situation because he already. I think the reason the the player played Paladin mode because of its being an ace. Do you disagree? Valhalla, do you disagree or agree? Okay. So honestly, we're gonna we're gonna test it out later. It's gonna be its own, it's gonna be a separate part of it. We're gonna have three testing today. It's gonna be Gallantmon. It's gonna be what was the second deck to review? It was Gallantmon. It's gonna be Mastermon, and it's gonna be Rosemon. We will give you an honest opinion, and then one thing we're going to do is for next week with the new set that just released. We're waiting for a little bit more stuff to come out and release. We will be discussing some of the decks in of results on next week's video. If you guys have a deck that you recommend us to look, put it in the comments. But oh wait, before we're not done yet. We didn't even we gotta go to tamers and option cards. Honestly, but the problem is I think everything's right on tamer and options. What do you think? because honestly, Yoshino is good, but she's not. You can't get her out enough, so you want to play more Mimi. I think obviously agility training boost is agility training is good, and then green scramble is better than looking for than getting the freaking memories searcher. So I honestly gonna say we had honestly it's honestly I think it's time. I think it's just time for us to have this discussion. Before we end the video, I'm gonna have this discussion with you because this is. Do you think? Do you think the next wave of support for Rosemon will either combine the two decks to make them synergize, or lean towards the other one of the other two decks? Oh my god, why do we got? I don't want option three. No, because if they do option three, then I'm not giving them no more my money for freaking Rosemon. All right, we'll talk to you guys next week for deck review. Uh, we will decide. We don't know if we're gonna do Digimon or Yu-Gi-Oh. Well, whatever it is, it's gonna be fun. We will have the video of the testing later. It's most like, and we're gonna have and we're gonna see and we'll see what we like. And remember one thing, just remember one thing: never get Hydromon's alt art. It's not safe for work.